Labour have suffered more than any party from the way the Constitution is just hung over Scottish politics like a bad smell, and you can see them now try to distance themselves with that. We've seen it, and again, I know we'll come to it, but this gender stuff, he's just done a complete 180 on. Very, very cynical in some ways. I don't think MD's going to be taken in by that. But
to be fair, obviously, so Labour voted for the gender recognition reform legislation, and then I think Anas Sarwar said yesterday that with the benefit of hindsight, they would have done something differently. I do think he made that same exact point last year. I think he did it on a radio channel. I don't know which one, but I don't think that's actually new. But I can see why it would be seen as new, and I can see why it would be seen as
kind of sounds like he's saying we didn't understand what we were voting for, which isn't a good argument. I mean, either have the quality of your convictions to say, no, we back this stuff, it's the right thing to do, or say we've changed our mind. But to say, well, we didn't really understand it the first time round, or else we would have voted a different way, sounds a bit weak.
Yeah, it looks pretty abject. I mean, I think everyone knew exactly what that legislation meant. Yeah, regardless of what your view is on it, I don't think you could be any doubt about it.
Exactly how it was going to interact with the Equalities Act and all the rest of it. It was just that at the time that the political wind was blown in a different direction.
I mean, as you say, it's maybe not new, but it's come to the fore because of this, NHS Fife tribunal, and it reeks of, to the public, it's going to reek of, if you don't like my principles, I've got some other ones that you might like, and it's just, they've got themselves in a mess with it. The SNP get themselves in a mess with it. I don't think this issue is going to go away. It was rather, I think people have got the right to ask, what's the point of Holyrood if we can't discuss, the issue, the big issue that's kind of on everyone's lips?
Yeah, I don't like seeing debate being shut down. I mean, I think, if you're looking at it from a Labour perspective, you really want to be talking about cost of living crisis, rail. The last thing you want to be talking about is gender and changing rooms and bathrooms. I just don't see how they can win on that because of this.
Especially when you whipped your MSPs to back the SNP. It's really... It's not
get your lines out, just move on as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but whether voters... But again, is it a niche issue? It's one of these kind of...
the Scottish election is not going to be determined on gender recognition reform. It's just not. I mean, I know it's a big issue. It raises powerful questions about all sorts of issues, but it's not going to decide the election. I think anyone who says it is kidding themselves.